Hey everyone, this is Clarinetgamer here, and I'm here with my final collection video for gaming wise. You have to do that, and without further ado, I'm just going to get this started. I've got quite a lot of PS3 games to get through, so I'll do it as quickly as I can anyway. Now, first of all, we're going to start with A, first Assassin's Creed game. Now, I did an LP of this before, and I've got to be honest, I'm possibly thinking about coming back to this because, well, I feel kind of bad that I've left this behind because I mean I know it's not the best Assassin's Creed game in the series, but I mean it was an okay start. But the thing about this game, it was just too repetitive, and I think I might come back to it, but I'm not going to complete it 100% because it's just so repetitive, and I'll get easily bored. So that's the first Assassin's Creed, and here's Assassin's Creed 2. Much better than the first one. It's got more variety of missions, and you're playing as Ezio Auditore in this one for the first time. And again, live by the creed, Ezio Auditore da Firenze, I am an assassin. This was better than the first game because, I mean, as I said, it had more missions, and the graphics were better, and it wasn't as glitchy. So, Assassin's Creed 2, very good game. And then Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Yes, I do have all the Assassin's Creed games, just to let you know. And basically, this is the next game where you recruit assassins, same as Assassin's Creed 2, except it's a bit better, I think. And again, there's a back of it, and you're not alone. That's the tagline, where you basically just recruit more assassins than usual. And moving on from that, we then have Assassin's Creed Revelations. Now, as you can see, the cover for like the PS3 box is black. It's not like the clear kind of color, and includes the original Assassin's Creed game. Well, not that I really want that because I've already got that copy, like what I just showed you. But you get to play as more of Altair in this game, and again, you get to play as Ezio, which I think, in my opinion, this game is probably the best game in the series because, well, Assassin's Creed 3, which I'm going to come to next, is quite glitchy and so far, and I probably think I might find more when I do continue it on with my LP at some point. But anyway, speaking of Assassin's Creed 3, here it is. And again, like I said, this game is not too bad, but it's definitely not as good as the Ezio games, I think. It's still an okay game though. It's still got some variety of missions, and it's got, well, set during the American Revolution, and I have to say it's very slow at times whenever there's so much action on the screen, and it's very glitchy at times as well. That's what I think of this game so far, anyway. But I'll give my full opinion of this game when I've finished playing it on my LP, and I'll do a full review of it afterwards. So, moving on from that, we then have Batman Arkham Asylum, a very good game. Very well. I do like the Batman Arkham games, and especially Arkham City so far, and I'm mostly looking forward to the third one that's coming out as well, the Batman Arkham Origins. So I can't speak properly. Again, welcome to the Madhouse. It's got the Joker on the top left, and it's a good game, Batman Arkham Asylum. I'm thinking about doing this as an LP at some point. So anyway, moving on, we then have Batman Arkham City, the Game of the Year edition, and I have to play the Catwoman missions in this one. Bonus content also added on this as well. And Games Master gave us 97%, and that's a very good rating. In fact, an excellent rating. Well, excellent would be 100%, but you know, not all games get 100%, so this is very good that it's got 97%. But I think it's a good game so far. I mean, I've not completed it yet, but I should get round to completing it at some point off screen. Now, next two games I have here in the last bit of pile that I have is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Now, I only have two Call of Duty games, and this is one of them. Modern Warfare 2 is quite an old one, since it was released in 2009. I'm not the biggest fan of Call of Duty games, to be quite honest, but if any of you want to see me do an LP of Call of Duty, then leave a comment down below for your thoughts. And I think this game is okay. I mean, I've played the first Modern Warfare before, and it had good storytelling, and this one's got some good storytelling as well. I mean, I like the Modern Warfare games. In fact, the Call of Duty games are good for the storytelling. I don't really go on it, to be honest, for multiplayer. Although that being said, though, I might come onto it at some point via the online series that I'll be doing, or when I come back to it. And also, I have Call of Duty Black Ops. Now, this game is, well, it is definitely very good. In fact, probably one of the best in the game series for Call of Duty. In fact, from what I've heard, most people said the Black Ops 2 is worse than the first one, and I haven't seen the second one being played, to be honest. But I still think Black Ops 1 is very good, and I mean, sometimes I play this with my little brother whenever I'm back home in Fife, and I have a good time with him playing the nasty zombies, and sometimes I'm playing with him on split screen and stuff like that. It's good times. Anyway, moving on. In fact, hold on just a minute. Okay, yeah, sorry, so something I had to check on Skype. Next game we come on to, in fact, the next pile I come on to actually. Hold on. I know I've got quite a lot of games to get through here. If I can. Ooh, bit of balancing act here. I have the God of War Collection, God of War 1 and God of War 2. Now, I've played God of War 1 so far, and it's very good. I do like the God of War games. I mean, brutal is an understatement to describe this game. I mean, it's got quite a lot of violence, and I mean, that's what God of War is, but it's still got some good storytelling, in my opinion, of the Greek mythology, history, and all that kind of stuff. I've not played God of War 2 yet, and God of War 3, which I'll be coming on to now, actually. I will get that revealed right here, and I didn't exactly get this. Well, I did get this for Christmas, but I've not exactly got around to playing it yet because, well, obviously I'm still focusing on the first God of War, and the God of War 2 I'll be coming on to, well, at some point in the future, and I'm going to be doing an LP of the God of War series at some point as well in the future, so keep an eye out for that. And moving on, we have Gran Turismo 5. Now, I don't have all of the Gran Turismo games. I mean, this is the only one that I have. I mean, I don't have any on the PS1, I don't have any on the PS2, and I still like this game. I mean, Gran Turismo 5 was one of the best driving games I played for the PS3, and it's very good. I mean, it's got good online play as well, and it's got like good tracks, and you can upgrade your license and stuff like that. And we then have, and some people will be pleased about this, the Jak and Daxter trilogy. Now, many of you may have known that I've put Jak and Daxter down for my next LP choice, down in like the Google forums. Now, Jak and Daxter 1 I've not completed yet. In fact, I've not even played any other Jak games yet. I know I'm kind of slow when it comes to gaming, but that's because I'm a busy man with college and stuff like that for music. But it shows you so much that I'm dedicated to gaming. But I'll get back to it at some point. Anyway, the Jak and Daxter trilogy, all know it's a good trilogy. And next, I have this. Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. Now, this is the only Lego game that I have, and I have to say, I did used to have, or used to play Lego Star Wars 1 and Lego Star Wars 2 for the PlayStation 2, but I'm glad I got this because, I mean, all the characters are together in this one. You can play as like the prequel characters in the original trilogy and the original characters in the prequel trilogy, and it's a very good game, I think. I mean, it's a good Lego game if you want to collect 100%. Everything is very challenging. I've not played this game for ages, actually, and I might do an LP on it as well. And moving on from that, we have the Metal Gear Solid HD Collection. Now, I've heard that they're doing a Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection featuring the first game as well, and the fourth game. Now, I have to say, stealth isn't really my thing when it comes to games, but I still like Metal Gear Solid for a story and stuff like that. Even though I'm not very good at stealth, I could just be honest right now with that. But it's a good HD collection so far. And then we have Metal Gear Solid 4. Now, I've completed Metal Gear Solid 4 before, and I have to say, Metal Gear Solid 4 really isn't that stealthy, to be honest, because, well, it is set in the middle of a war, so you won't get noticed as much because enemies will be focusing on, like, well, one side on each other. But it's still a good game nonetheless for the PS3, and I'm looking forward to Metal Gear Solid 5 as well, the Phantom Pain. That'll be coming out at some point as well. and I'm planning to do an LP at some point as well for the Metal Gear Solid series. Now, I have to say, Metal Gear Solid 1 I do have on my PS3 as part of the well, from what I got on the PlayStation Store. So anyway, next game that I have is Mod Nation Racers. Now, this game is very similar to Little Big Planet, I think, and it's a good game. I mean, you get to create your own racers and stuff like that. And the story mode, I've not really played in quite some time. In fact, this game I've not played for quite some time at all, actually. But all in all, I mean, it's a good racing game, I think. And anyway, moving on from that, we have the first MotorStorm. I remember first getting this when I got the PS3 for the first time. In fact, the original PS3 I got back in 2007. Got this as part of the 2-pack game that I got along with the Formula 1 Championship Edition, which I don't have, as you probably saw in the A to Z collection. But anyway, yeah, it's an old school PS3 game, and I have to say, getting online on this is going to be very hard because I don't think a lot of people will be playing this online. But what I can maybe do is like maybe just show off some random races and like an LP or something. Maybe just do like 10 or 15 parts of this, maybe as an LP, just as a side LP to show off what the original MotorStorm's like in case anyone doesn't remember. So, moving on from that, we then have the sequel, MotorStorm Pacific Rift. I think this one is better than the first MotorStorm because I mean it was set on a different environment. Instead of the muddy tracks, it's got the desert, well not desert, but tropical islands and all that kind of stuff, and lava tracks as well. And again, very good game. And I have to say, I haven't got the MotorStorm Apocalypse, but I have played MotorStorm Apocalypse before, and I think it's a really good game. And I haven't got it in the PS3 games yet. So anyway, moving on to the next game I have, well, PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. Again, a very good fighting game, I think. However, lacks in depth for most characters. I mean, some characters in this are really good, but I haven't really had that much characters being announced yet. Still hoping for Crash Bandicoot, but Activision are not going to put them in. I could probably tell you right now they're not going to put Crash in this. And you know, some of the characters on the back, Parappa, Jak and Daxter, Raiden, Heihachi, Raidek. But yeah, it's a good game. PlayStation All Stars. Anyway, moving on to the next pile. Again, sorry about this. I've organised this into like smaller piles so it doesn't have to be all one big pile. Okay, moving on to the next game, we have Race Driver Grid Reloaded. Now basically this is the first ever Race Driver Grid game. Now I do like the Tonka games and I do like the Tonka Race Driver as well, and I think this game is really good as well. I mean, it's very good for like realistic crashes and stuff, and the cars look pretty good in this game as well. But that's not all yet. I mean, the PS4 game that's coming out, I think what's it called again? Drive Club or something like that. The cars are revealed in that much more detail, and it should be good. So, moving on from that, we have, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to like this game that I got, Rayman Origins. Now, probably a lot of people will be thinking, oh my god, please do an LP on this right now. And I'm thinking, well, first things first, I've got to get through the games that I want to get through first that people have been requesting to me. But I will get round to this game eventually. In fact, I need to get the first Rayman game on my hard drive. I've not even got that yet, and I'm a bit ashamed to say that. But anyway, I do like the Rayman games. They're good platforming games. And I haven't played this game in ages, actually, and I'm thinking about coming back to this. And it is a very good platforming game, and for the PS3 it looks very, very good. And moving on from that, we have First Ever Resistance Fall of Man. Now, I have been doing an LP on this before, but I've put it on hold obviously because I've had quite a lot on, and I've reduced my LP levels down to like, well, maybe 2 at a time. So Resistance Fall of Man is a good start to the series, I think. In fact, I don't know actually. Resistance Fall of Man I probably think is my second favourite, in the series. And this was set in Great Britain, and there's a chimeras like roaring on the back of the box. And yeah, it's very good. Resistance Fall of Man. And Moving on from this, we have Resistance 2 sequel, and I have to say this right now, Resistance 2 isn't bad, but I feel like it could have been improved because it was kind of copying Call of Duty and Halo in a way, because they removed the health bar and they didn't have the weapon wheel like what they had in the first game, which kind of, it was a greater challenge, I'll admit, but it was kind of annoying at the same time. So again, I mean, the Resistance 2 is okay, but it's probably my least favourite if I have to say so. So, excuse me for a minute, again, I've got something else on here. Okay, right. I might not check Skype again during this, just because, I mean, I made my video longer. Anyway, we then have Resistance 3. Again, I mean, Resistance 3 I think is my favourite game in the series, purely because it's got the weapon wheel back, it's got the health bars back, and it's got, well, a new protagonist, Joseph Capelli, and again, I mean, it's got the best graphics as well, because when Resistance 2, I forgot to say, its graphics are kind of more colourful, or too colourful, should I say, and Resistance Fall of Man actually had graphics that were okay, but they were kind of darkish. This one, I think, has got perfect graphics, even though it's the darkest game in the series, Resistance 3, but again, very good. We then move on to this, the Sega Mega Drive Ultimate Collection. Now, this is where I've been playing. In case any of you were wondering where I got the Sonic games from, now you have your answer. So on Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, 3, Sonic Spinball, Sonic and Knuckles, and there's even got other classic Sega games like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Echo the Dolphin, Alex Kidd, all those other games. But if any of you want me to do LPs on these, then please leave a comment down below, or if you know the games in this collection, then feel free to deliver a request to me for which game you want to see me do. So, moving on to the next game, we have Sega Rally. Now, this is kind of an old game, and I have to say, Sega Rally, I've not played in ages, but it's an okay racing game, probably not my favourite. Again, I'll let you see the back of it. Rally Racing Unleashed. Well, that was years ago, and that's where they actually had the motion sensor actually in the controller, which they took away. But anyway, moving on from that, we have the original Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing. Now, I don't have the transformed version, and I'm thinking about possibly getting it at some point. And again, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing it's a fun game, but I've not really played the transformed version. I would like to play it at some point, purely because it looks very fun, and I've seen Rich Renegade, Pro Silverlight, and Sebastian play this online, and the online matches are pretty funny. So, great job, guys, on that, and I'm looking forward to playing this game at some point. So, that's Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, again a good game, and then we have Sonic Generations. Now, I quite like this Sonic game purely because it's brought back the classical Sonic. It's also got modern Sonic in it as well, and it's got the classic levels like Green Hill Zone, and you go through like the pre-modern era like Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, and the modern era Sonic 06, Sonic Unleashed, and Sonic Colors as well. So, again, Sonic Generations, I mean, it's a good game. One of my favourite platforming games on the PS3. Okay, let's bring up the next pile, if I can reach it. There we go. Alright, the first game I have in this pile is Tekken 6. I have to say, Tekken 6, I'll give them credit for doing a campaign mode on Tekken 6. At least they did something different. Instead of just the usual standard arcade mode where you just fight as a character and then at the end you get their ending revealed. But the campaign, it's a good addition, but I kind of prefer the old standard like arcade mode where Tekken was best at. But all in all, Tekken 6 is a good game. I mean, when it comes to its graphics, the gameplay is also very good, and all that kind of stuff like that. And then we have Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Now, this game, I think, it's a very good game. In fact, it's the first ever Tekken Tag Tournament game I played. I've never played the first one, so I had to get a bit used to the controls and stuff like that of the gameplay, and the final boss is ridiculously hard. I can say that now. But it's got like all the characters like from Tekken's 1 to 6, I think, because I mean it's got like Jun Kazama returns in this, and was got Jinpachi on the back, as you see right there from Tekken 5. And again, I mean, if you like playing with your friends and stuff on Tekken Tag Tournament 2, I recommend this game. So, moving on from that. Yeah, I'm kind of rushing through these games, or trying to anyway. The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Now, I'm pretty sure most of you have heard of this game before, and I haven't played this in ages. And I don't know, doing an LP on this, I'm not sure actually. I mean, what do you guys think of the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion and me doing an LP on this? Leave your thoughts down below, but probably a lot of you will say Skyrim. But I don't have Skyrim, unfortunately, so I can't get the request up for now, but I could get it at some point. But anyway, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion is a good role-playing game. In fact, probably one of the best role-playing games I've ever witnessed and played as well. And then we have the Simpsons game. Now this is a classic game. I mean, the Simpsons, I mean, I do like my Simpsons, I can say that. And it's got like all the superpowers on the back, and I'm pretty sure most of you will remember that, and I'm planning to do an LP on this at some point as well, like the rest of the Simpsons games, or Simpsons Road Rage, which I'm currently doing, and I'm running for the PS2 as well, and this for the PS3. So the Simpsons game is it's an okay game, I think. It's enjoyable to say the least, but sometimes some of the controls can be a bit frustrating to say the least. And moving on from that, we have Uncharted Drake's Fortune, the first Uncharted. This is a good game, I think. One of the well, a great start to the Uncharted series, but not my favourite. Well, purely because, I mean, yes, it was the first attempt at doing this, and they thought, okay, maybe it's just a one-off. Maybe not a lot of people will like it. But it turns out a lot of people did like this game, so they went forward to developing more of the Uncharted games. So, Uncharted Drake's Fortune, a good game, and well, if the voting remains true on the Google form, then I will get back to this as my main LP after Assassin's Creed 3. So, moving on from that, we have, well, the second Uncharted, Uncharted 2. Now this game is my favourite purely because it's got better controls, it's actually got more twists in the story than the first one, and it's actually got some moments like oh, I really want to really just go into the TV and just strangle that villain. That's what I was like with one of the villains in this game. It was like, they played so good on the role, it actually made me want to go into the TV and actually like, I so want to hurt you bad. That's what I was like. But as the first time ever Uncharted had online play in Uncharted 2, and it's got better controls. In fact, some of the scenes in there are quite drastic as well. It had me on the edge of my seat when actually playing this most times as well. So, Uncharted 2, one of my favourites. In fact, my favourite out of the Uncharted series. Now, next is Uncharted 3. Now, Uncharted 3, I think, is a good game. I mean, it's my second favourite in the series. I mean, it's very close to Uncharted 2, but I think what was lacking in this? Probably the story, I think, because like there wasn't really that much twists in the story, to be honest. I mean, yeah, well, sure there were a few twists at the end, but like throughout the story there really wasn't that much twist, to be honest. Or once it really got me out of my seat, like, oh, didn't expect that to happen. But anyway, I mean, Uncharted 3, not taking away anything from it, it's a really good game. I mean, it's got good online play as well, from what I've seen on other videos on YouTube. So, now moving on to the last pile. Yep, the final pile. Okay, here we go. And all these games are W. Now, the first one is WRC, the World Rally Championship. Now, I've not played this game in ages. Ever since I first got this, I've not played this. So, I figured about getting back to this at some point. It's probably one of the best rally games I've played on the PS3. In fact, well, I mean, I've played Colin McRae Rally, the original, on the PS1 before, but that's all the history I've had with rally games, to be honest. I've never played any on the PS2. So, the World Rally Championship, I'm sort of looking forward to getting back to this. It should be good. So, put that back, and then we have, now, I have a collection of these games. First of all, starting with WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2009. Yes, that's an old game, featuring ECW at that time. And I'm not sure for this game only for an LP, I'm just thinking about going through the Road to WrestleMania storylines, even though they're going to be outdated. Still, it brings back good memories though. Anyway, moving on from that. We have SmackDown vs. Raw 2010, the next one, and you're probably going to guess which one the next one is. And this is well, it was better than the last year's one because you actually have a custom superstar into the Road to WrestleMania mode. You can actually like have a storyline with your created superstar. So, moving on, we have SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. As he's got Randy Orton, The Undertaker, and Sheamus on the front of it, and I'm kind of shaking the camera, but we then, again, this is your moment. I mean, SmackDown vs. Raw was kind of getting old, I think, and I'm thinking, can they maybe change this a bit? Well, the question was answered when they did this, WWE 12. Now, I have to say, WWE 12 is not my favourite game in this, purely because I really just think, oh, what was it? I don't know. I mean, WWE 12 just isn't one of my favourites. I don't know why. I can't remember why. It's been a while since I played this, so I can't remember why it was really not all that good. But I mean, I'm not saying it's incredibly bad. I mean, it's okay, but it's definitely not the greatest. So, WWE 12 and WWE 13, CM Punk on the front of it. And again, it's got like Live the Revolution, the Attitude Era with Stone Cold Steve Austin, Brock Lesnar is in this as well, and you get to have like Attitude Era stars versus the current era stars, like The Rock Attitude Era versus The Rock current era. Which Rock is better? You never know. Or which Undertaker is better? Who will rest in peace first? Anyway, enough of the puns and stuff like that, but WWE 13 is probably my favourite out of all these games, purely because of the Attitude Era storylines, where you could just get taken back in history with the WWE Attitude Era and all that kind of stuff. And speaking of taken back in history, final game I have is this, WWE Legends of WrestleMania. Now, if I'm doing an LP on these WWE games, I'm thinking about starting with this, purely because it goes back to the 80s and the early 90s of the WWE, and like after that I could probably go on to the Attitude Era gameplay for WWE 13. So that's pretty much it. I think I best better end this video now, because I mean it's getting a bit long. So I hope you enjoyed this PS3 collection. Be sure to like the video, comment down below with your thoughts, and please subscribe for more, well, upcoming LP videos I'll be doing. And this is Clarinetgamer here signing off, and I'll see you guys next time, and hopefully tomorrow for my update video, because it'll be my birthday tomorrow. Yay. 20. I can't believe it. So anyway, that's pretty much it, guys. Be sure to like the video, comment down below with your thoughts, and please subscribe yet again. And this is Clarinetgamer here signing off, and I'll see you guys next time for more collection, or more LPs, should I say. See you then, and goodbye.